Our draft list focuses on the Cleveland Browns today, who didn't live up to the hype last season. Only 6 wins. They picked 10th. In the first round, our Mel Kiper Jr. has them taking an offensive tackle. Clearly, it was a down year for Baker Mayfield, so bolstering that line is pivotal. They got a new head coach, gentlemen. Kevin Stefanski is coming in. And as for those OBJ-Odell trade rumors discussed yesterday on the show, Cleveland emphatically denies that notion. Max, Baker owned the worst touchdown to interception ratio in the league last year, 22-21. What do you expect from him this upcoming season?
I expect improvement because I assume that Stefanski is going to be better than Kitchens was. But I got to say this about Baker Mayfield. It is tough, and we've seen quarterbacks in the past bounce from coach to coach to coach. It's a point that Dan Orlovsky, I think Louis Riddick has made on the air before, and many others in the world of football. When a quarterback has to bounce from head coach to head coach, even offensive coordinator turnover can be very disruptive to their progress. Think about who Baker Mayfield has had so far. Hugh Jackson, not an established head coach, 1 year with the Raiders, and he turned out to be a very bad head coach. Greg Williams, also, he had established himself as a head coach, actually, and improved the Buffalo Bills once upon a time. And in fact, he had great success with Greg Williams as an interim head coach. Then Freddie Kitchens had not established himself as a head coach, wasn't any good. Now Stefanski also has not had head coaching experience on the NFL level. So we're talking about a guy who has not exactly been given the right kind of coaching so far. And what we see, and I've said it many times, Stephen A., baseball, it's about the GM. Basketball, it's about the players. Football, it's about the coaching. If I had to say what's the most important thing, the coaching situation. So let's assume Stefanski is actually solid. At least he's an improvement over Kitchens. Then I expect Baker to improve also.
Well, saying that he's going to improve is not saying much because he's got a long way to go. I mean, he's near the bottom right now. When you throw 20 interceptions, I mean, outside of Jameis Winston, the man who should have been Defensive Player of the Year at the quarterback position because of all them damn interceptions he threw, Baker Mayfield wasn't too far behind. He threw 21 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. We get all of that. Baker Mayfield is not a scrub, but he's got a lot of growing to do. And to his credit, he's acknowledged that. It's not just about throwing interceptions and refraining from doing so. It's also about being a leader. Do I expect him to be worse? No. I certainly don't expect him to be worse as a person. I don't expect him to be worse as a football player. But I do expect him to struggle because I expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to be better. I expect the Baltimore Ravens to be just as good, maybe not 14-2 good, but I expect them to be good because I think Lamar Jackson will have an additional year under his belt. And I don't think that the Cincinnati Bengals will be any worse because I don't know how much worse they could get, even though I'm going to be kind today and try to give Zach Taylor and that crew a chance. In the end, what it comes down to is this. I expect Cleveland to lose at least 3 games in the division and at least 4 games outside of the division, which means at best it will be 9-7. I say 8-8, and that's about it. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.